At 6 years old, I built my first robot. Not the kind that changes the world, but the kind that changes a kid. It was clunky, it sputtered, and its tiny wheels wobbled as it completed its first mission in an FLL Junior challenge. At that moment, I wasn't just a child tinkering with gears and code. I was a girl in Pakistan proving to herself that creativity has no age, no gender, no boundaries, and no limits. Looking back, it wasn't just a first step into robotics. It was my first taste of what it means to break barriers, to challenge the notion of what girls can do in a society where roles are often predefined. That moment planted a seed, and as I grew, so did the realization that this wasn't just about robots. It was about rewriting the rules. Today, the conversation around women in STEM often starts with statistics. Only 28% of the global STEM workforce is female, and in many countries, that number is even starker. In Pakistan, these figures become even lower. But I'm not here to discuss statistics, because numbers can't capture the emotions, the struggles, and triumphs of being a girl in STEM. Instead, I want to take you beyond those numbers to show you what it feels like to step into a space where your very presence is a statement. What it feels like to walk into a room full of boys, a competition stage, or an international event where being a girl in STEM still feels like a novelty. It's not just about building or coding. It's about the courage to take up space and resilience to prove that you belong. For me, STEM wasn't a career choice or even a deliberate path. It was something I grew into. My mom had a knack of choosing toys that sparked creativity, never just picking toys for the sake of it. Sometimes our living room would turn into a full-on prep zone, rolling out mats, setting up robots, and watching everything come together right in front of me. At 9, I joined my first World Robot Olympiad team. I was the only girl on that team, and that came with its own set of challenges. There were times I felt out of place, times I doubted whether I was good enough to compete in what many viewed as a boys' domain. But those doubts were drowned out by the satisfaction of seeing my Lego robot move, of knowing that I had programmed it to perform. It wasn't perfect, far from it, but it was mine. And in that moment, I realized that being there was about more than winning. It was about breaking stereotypes simply by showing up. Later, I traveled to Lebanon, not as a competitor this time, but as a translator. I was there to help an underprivileged all-girls team navigate the language barriers they faced at the competition. Now, while I wasn't building or coding, I was creating something equally important: connections. I was showing those girls that their voices mattered, their ideas mattered, and their presence mattered. And then came the WRO Open Championship in Italy, where I worked behind the scenes. My role included videography and score entry, and while I wasn't directly involved in robotics, I witnessed young girls from around the world presenting ideas that were nothing short of revolutionary. Seeing them reminded me of the power of representation, how much it matters to see someone just like you excelling in spaces you've been told you don't belong. Take the time I spent designing collateral and managing logistics for the WRO. Some might not see event planning or spreadsheets as part of STEM, but they are. They're the foundation that supports innovation. It's all interconnected. And these skills, resilience, collaboration, critical thinking, are now a part of my toolbox ready to be applied. But for girls in STEM, there's an added layer. Every project, every competition, every small victory, it's a statement. It's proof that we belong, and belonging isn't always easy. There are moments of doubt, moments where you feel like you're carrying the weight of every girl who's ever been told she doesn't belong. But every time you persist, you're not just opening doors for yourself, you're holding them open for others. So why am I here today? Not just to tell you that STEM is empowering, though it is. Not just to say that every girl should pursue it because everyone has their own path. I'm here to challenge the narrow definition of what STEM looks like and who it's for. STEM is for the coder, yes, but it's also for the dreamer who sees a system that's broken and wants to fix it. It's for the organizer who brings people together to innovate. It's for the girl who loves designing, writing, leading, or simply asking what if. STEM isn't just for those who dream of being engineers or scientists. It's for any girl who wishes to make the world a little bit better and has the courage to try. As I close, I want to leave you with this thought. STEM isn't just a field of study. It's a mindset. It's a way of looking at the world and believing that solutions are possible, even when the odds seem stacked against you. So for every girl in STEM, for every girl who's ever doubted herself or been underestimated, I say this: you belong. Your ideas matter. And every time you persist, every time you show up, you're not just breaking boundaries, you're redefining them. Thank you.